lane 2 for Scotland, Lois Garland. In lane 3 for Germany, Sina Meijer, very well-known athlete. In lane 4, the Belgian hurdle specialist for Excelsior, Anza Grey. In lane 5, Chloé Chavepeye. In lane 6, we see for Ireland, Lauren O'Leary. In lane 7, the Belgian Anushka Kadiamba. In lane 8, we get Alana Ryan for Ireland. And in lane 9, a Scottish athlete again, Lucy Fraser. A lot of fast runners in this heat. As I said, Anza Grey, hurdle specialist from Belgium. She ran in the stadium a lot. She became 12 times Belgian champion in the stadium, 3 times on the 100 meters without hurdles. But as I said, the hurdles is, of course, her specialty. She's a national record holder for the women under 35. Another Belgian athlete, as I said, Anushka Kadiamba. She was the 3rd on the national U23 championships last year. And of course, also Sina Meijer, the German athlete in this heat. She, in 2017, gained a bronze medal at 100 meters at the U23 championships, European championships. It's also very strong athletes. We're looking at what they can do in this 3rd heat. Garland, Meijer, Zagré, Chavepeye, O'Leary, Kadiamba, Ryan, and Fraser. And there they go. Sina Meijer, the German athlete, starting off very strong. She's leading the race from beginning, probably till the end. And she's ending in 1st place. This is going to be a good chrono, I suppose. What a race. 11:33.
LFC.
What a difference with the second one. A very strong race of the German athletes. Sina Meijer, 11:33. As I said, she already was the winner of the bronze medal at the European Under-23 Championships back in 2017 at the 100 meters, but she's still a very strong athlete, running a season's best here. She also participated in the World Championships in 2023 with the 4x100 meters relay team. Second in this heat, as you can see on the screen, Anza Grey, season's best of 11:70, and it's Chloé Chavepeye, the Belgian, who's running her season's best again, 11:73. The 4th and last heat of the 100 meters on the main program. Women, you see the athletes already on the screen. Louisa Stoney for the United Kingdom in lane 2. Lane 3 is for the Belgian Hanne Klaus. Lane 4, an athlete of the Netherlands, Bente Jacobs. Lane 5 is for the Netherlands as well, Ama van Bussel. Lane 7 for France, Luma Barmada. Elena O'Sullivan for Ireland in lane 7. And in lane 8, an Irish athlete as well, Ailey Kelly. We see some athletes in this heat who already ran this morning, and since they ran a very strong chrono in the pre-program, they were able to qualify for the main program, so they are running their second 100 meters of the day already. And there they go. Sony, Klaus, Jacobs, Van Bussel, Barmada, O'Sullivan, and Kelly. It looks like Hanne Klaus is going very strong, but now we see from lane 8, AC Kelly. I think it's her who's taking the win. Aislinn Kelly. Indeed, we see her appearing on the screen, 11:82. Kelly is taking the win here in this fourth heat. Hanne Klaus ending up second in 11:88. And it's Louisa Stoney, British athlete, who is third in a personal best of 11:94. Here you see, again, 2 personal bests, 1 season's best. So this is a nice way to end the 100 meters for women in the main program with 2 personal bests and 1 season best in this heat, and a lot more personal bests and season bests overall. Here you see an overview. We see the official chronos here, the official results. Joy Easy, the British athlete, is ending up in 3rd place with the season's best of 11:45. The Dutch athlete Minke Bisschops, 2nd with 11:38. And the winner, the German athlete Sina Meyer, who ran a very, very strong race. And here we see that we're already starting with the men 100 meters. So I'm going to give the word to Colin.
In the officially fastest series, which is the first one, we're going to have Ensika Ekpo for the Netherlands, national indoor champion. In lane 2, Christian Eiken for the United Kingdom. Simon Hansen for Denmark, Simon Verherstraten for Belgium. The Danish Hansen is the national record holder, by the way. Then we have in lane 5, Taimir E. Burnet for the Netherlands. And then we have Elvis Afrifa, national in and outdoor champ. And I have no idea what he was doing suddenly in the pre-program this afternoon, but he was there. Anyway, so it's his second competition today. He kind of qualified. Maybe he was not subscribed, or he was too late with the subscriptions in this main program. So he inscribed in the pre-program, and then we had 4 cancellations, and we were able to take 4 athletes to the main program this evening, and obviously Elvis Afrifa qualified for that with a personal best of 10:18. We have Oskar Zgrava for Letland, national outdoor champion, and Joran Kabangele for France, which is a second of the national champion under 23 of last year. And last but not least, in lane 9, Jordan Jals for France as well. How is our Belgian Simon Verherstraten going to perform against Elvis Afrifa? Verherstraten, the 3 times national champion, also part of the Belgian Tornadoes. Not the Tornadoes, the Rockets. I think they are called the Rockets, aren't they? Yeah, the Rockets, 4x100 meters. Became national champion last year here in this stadium. The best of the Netherlands against the best of Belgium. Verherstraten in 4 and Afrifa in 6. And Burnett in between them. Looks like that was a... That was Afrifa 10:22, and I think then the Ekpo in lane 2, in lane 1. Yes, exactly. Nsakak Ekpo, second in 10:27, very close to his personal record as well. Hansen 10:30, Verherstraten 10:35, and in between them, literally as well in the lane between them, Burnett, the Dutch. On our way to lane 2, to heat 2.
ready to welcome the athletes for the second series here. When it was a bit silent on the live stream, Colin and I were discussing the 4x100 meter teams because we noticed that the Rockets were not the men, but the women. The Rockets are called the Falcons. So 4x100 meters, women is Rockets and men is Falcons. And we also have a lot more teams in Belgium, of course, the Cheetahs, the Tornadoes. But now focusing on the second heat here with a lot of promising athletes again. Mohamed Zadi pour la France, Romanian athlete Christian Robin. He is 8th of all times in his country, ended up 2nd in the National Outdoor Championships last year, and was the 3rd of the National Indoor Championships on the 60 meters earlier this winter. Lane 3, Couloir 3, is for a French athlete, Antoine Toraval. Lane 4 is for Ireland, Bori Akinola. Lane 5 is for the Netherlands, Xavi Joy Moayok. Lane 6 and 7 are for Ireland again, respectively for Sean A. Bobo and for Michael Fairley. And then in lane 8, we have another French athlete, Jerry Lecomte. The Dutch athlete Xavi Joy Moayok is part of the 4x100 meters team in the Netherlands, their national team, who also went to the European Championships last year. Bori Akinola, also promising athletes, 5th of all times in Ireland, 2nd on the National Outdoor Championships last year. We're looking forward to what they're going to do. Mohamed Sadi, Christian Royban, Antoine Toraval, Bori Akinola, Xavi Joy Mo Ayok, Sean Aibobo, Michael Fairley, and Jerry Lecomte. And there they go. Very strong start from Antoine Toraval, the French athlete, but now also Bori Akinola and Xavi Joy Mo Ayok coming in very strong. It's Xavi Joy Mo Ayok who is taking the win in a very strong chrono of 10:19. This is faster than the previous heat. Seems to be very happy. The win for Xavi Joy Mo Ayok in 10:19. A personal best for Xavi Joy Mo Ayok, of course. Great chrono of 10:19. Antoine Toraval ending up 2nd here in a season's best of 10:37. And Bori Akinola, the Irish athlete, is the 3rd one of this heat. 10:41 for him. This already brings us to the 3rd series of the evening, which Colin is going to present to you.
In the third heat, we have Papa Diarra for France. Cedric Verschuren, the Belgian, in lane 2. Gabriel Kehinde for Ireland. The fourth of the national indoor champion in his country. Then we have Suleiman Touré for the Netherlands. Camille Snijder for Belgium, as well as second of the national championship 200 meters indoors. And off they go already. It's the man in lane 4, Suleiman Touré. Oh, wow, with a close finish. But it's Touré who takes the win in these heats. Both in 10:43. 10:54 for Whiteheads. Verschuren 10:65. Diarra 10:69. And 10:78 for the Irish men. 4 personals best, as you can see, and for the first 4 athletes. Which we really hadn't expected, actually, in this cold circumstances here in Brussels. And then looks like we have 2 more series, which is one more kind of full series, and after that we see another one. It's a heat with 3 Belgians that they added. Okay, so the 5th series is actually the just well-known. What should I say? They're not TV stars. There's one minister, Belgian minister, participating in this series, just having fun. There's 3 guys. Yeah, so I don't think they're going to compete with the chronos. Do they have personal best? Actually, no, they just added 15 seconds standard in the end. Yeah.
Really looking forward to what they're gonna do. Vincent van Petegem, the minister. Bavo Mortier, who's a social media specialist from Sporza. And then we have Dorian Ossens, who's a radio host at M&M, a radio station in Belgium. But that's for later. We're first going to focus on Heat 4 with a lot of athletes from all countries. Jamie Stevenson from Scotland, Timber Huismans for Belgium, 2 Irish athletes, Christopher Sidamba and Craig Duffy. We also have an athlete from the Netherlands, Xavier Van Eyt, a Romanian athlete, Stansiu Razvan Valentin, and another athlete from the United Kingdom, Isaac March. Again, in this 4th heat, we see a lot of athletes who already performed this morning and who ran a very fast chrono in the pre-program, which made them qualify for the main program. Timber Huismans, among them, I think Greg Duffy, and if I remember correctly, Stansiu Razvan Valentin is also one of them who already ran a fast 100 meter this morning. So let's see what they can do for the 2nd heat of the day and what the others also can do for their first race of today. The 4th heat of the main program here. With, as I said, Stevenson, Huismans, Sibanda, Duffy, Van Eyt, ras van Valentin en Marge. And there they go. Is that Timber Huismans, who is running here a very fast chrono? Seems to be happy with that. Huismans 10:48. Craig Duffy, the Irish athlete, is the second one in this heat. 10:58. And then the Romanian athlete, Stanciu Ras van Valentin, is the third one in 10:77. And of course, Timber Huismans ran a personal best. I already assumed this when I saw his reaction, and also when I saw the way in which he won this heat. Here we see it again, Timber Huismans for Olympic Essebeek Halle, a personal best of 10:48. And we are getting ready for this very special fifth heat of the day with some very special guests for you.
Yeah, they even get an official presentation as if they were the main heat to this evening. I'd like to see them in close up now, actually. I would like to know how they warm up. How is going to be their mental preparation to this race? How will they feel when a few thousands of people are watching them? And it looks like nobody's ready from this point of view. I can't see any athlete around those blocks about those three men in black there. Is it them, actually? Oh, here they are. They're still going to be. They're going to come through the front door. Actually, they called his name already, but that doesn't look like Vincent van Petegem. There's only three of them, but it looks like they're kind of having some difficulties to come in the right order this way. Okay, Bavo Mortier is a journalist, apparently, for our national TV. And then where is our minister? And Dorian Awesomes, yeah. So she's working for our most popular radio station. I mean, not the most popular radio station, but the radio station, national radio, that is playing mainly the pop music, which is called M&M. Music and More is what it stands for. And I still haven't seen Vincent van Petegem. Oh, there he is. Okay. He said he took his best clothing to this evening. This is obviously a mixed race, men and women together. And they get the best heat, the best lanes. Look at that. They get 4, 5, and 6. I think they should be saving them. They should just let them run in 9, 7, and 9, 8, and 7. Because there was an accident lately here at the stadium. Because I heard the meeting director of the Diamond League, Kim Gevaerts, that the track is damaged and that it will be fixed by the Diamond League somewhere end of August. Now I have checked here around and I haven't found any damage anyway. Let's hope that these guys don't cause any damage to our track. That would be very inconvenient. They're kind of being taught of how to put the blocks. At least I would have practiced on that at least once, maybe. If you're going to perform in the Stade Roi Baudouin, the most famous stadium in Belgium, and you don't know how to set your blocks. Just kidding here. What do you think, Hannah? Who is going to win this race?
Yeah, it's a difficult one. I think maybe I know that Dorian, actually, I'm also supporting the women, of course, and I know that Dorian, she also ran a good marathon not that long ago. It's quite a difference with 100 meters, but I'm rooting for her, and I think she will do very good.
Well, she's got the most shiny shoes, at least. I was doubting if she was wearing spikes, but I don't think so. No. She's wearing her marathon shoes, probably, yeah. But okay, then I would put my money on her as well, as she's the only one that looks like she's got some running career. Maybe a minister doesn't have that much time to train. Getting the last instructions here. Final instructions, well, that was not very smooth, the way that she got out of those blocks.
Maybe she's a long distance runner, because I just looked it up, 3:26 on her marathon, which is a very great time. We see them giving a last high five before they start. I'm very curious what they're going to do.
Well, that is a time that I would not be able to perform without much training anyway, that's for sure. And there they go. In the blocks next to each other. Keep your head down. And I think you are going to be right. Oh no, there's Bavo Mortier, who is making fun of the two others, actually. And the camera has got problems in filming all to get them all in one shot. Yes, obviously. But it's our minister who's got the third position, and that's a good thing. We like that. Well, that's faster than 15 seconds anyway. 13:65, not bad. At least they can say that they have run a 100 meters in the stadium here in Brussels. And now on to the little bit more serious work. I think we're heading towards the 800 meters women.
We are indeed heading to the 800 meters, but we first see some extra footage of our famous Belgian people here. If I remember correctly, they did the same thing in the indoors earlier this year. They also asked for Belgian famous people to say so to participate. And do you remember, Colin, who participated? Do you still remember?
I remember, but I just forgot his name. If you give me a few minutes, I will tell you. But actually, Vincent van Petegem also subscribed there. But that was right at the time that Belgium was going to get the contract, the government established. And so he needed to go to Brussels to the parliament for some signatures, obviously. And so he couldn't be there. Just at the final moment, he needed to forfeit.
Exactly. So very nice to welcome him here now in the outdoor version of the IFAM. And in the indoor was, by the way, Lieven Scheire. He's a very famous scientist and TV personality in Belgium who also participated in the IFAM indoors. But enough maybe of the famous Belgian people. We're going to look at some very famous people as well, but athletes this time, starting with the first series, of course, of the 800 meters. And we see the athletes for the first heat of the 800 meters getting ready for their start. We have in lane 1 a French athlete, Agathe Delahoutre. In lane 2, couloir 2 pour la France aussi, Charlotte Dumas. Et en couloir 3 aussi pour la France, Maëlys Trapeau. In lane 4, a Belgian athlete for Eendracht Aalst, Elena Kluskes. Lane 5 is for the Spanish, Lucia Pinaccio Fernandez. Lane 6 is for Italy, Lorenzo Denoni. Lane 7 is for Slovenian athletes, Veronika Sadek. And 8 and 9 are for Dutch athletes from the Netherlands, Evelien Saalberg and Marissa Damink, who is a pacer here in the heat. A lot of good athletes again. The Spanish athlete Lucia Pinaccio, national champion under 23 last year. The Slovenian athlete, fourth of all times in Slovenia and first on the national outdoor championships last year. Charlotte Dumas, the French athlete, second at the national indoor championships earlier this year. And the sixth of the national indoor championships also present, that's Agathe Delahoutre. And of course we have Elena Kluskes, our Belgian athlete, second at the national championships. 23. Of course, we also have Evelien Saalberg in this heat, who is a Dutch sprinter specializing in 400 meters normally, and she's running here in 800 meters, as we can see. She's a very good athlete, part of the Dutch women's team 4x4 relay. She won the gold medal at the World Championships in 2023. So a very good 400 meter runner, of course. The Dutchies, they're well known for their 4x100 meters, and they're always a very good team. So Evelien Saalberg, one of them. We see now 4 athletes who are competing still for the win. It's going to be a very close finish. Who is going to take the win? Is it Dumas? Charlotte Dumas, I think, the French athletes. We're waiting for an official time to pop up. It's indeed Charlotte Dumas, the French athlete, running a personal best of 2:01:58. 2:01:58 pour Charlotte Dumas. It's Veronika Sadek, the Slovenian athlete who is running a season's best and who ends up second here in 2:01:66. And also a season best for the third athlete, Maëlys Trapeau. Very strong race, a lot of seasonal bests, a lot of personal bests. So a good start of this 800 main program. Looking forward to what the rest of the evening and the 800 meters is going to bring us. I'm getting ready for lane 2, which Colin is going to guide you through.
Off they go already. We have below the first of the national championship under 23 indoors and in national champion 24 under 23. Kluskes, the third of the national championship under 23 last year, and Moore, the second of the national indoor championship. Prado, Duran, the fifth of the national indoor championship. And there they go after 200 meters. Paced by a Belgian, obviously. Elisa Lasser. heading for a time around 2:03. 2:03 would be nice. That would be a personal record for most of these girls. It's still the Belgian Laura Bilot. Another 150 meters to go, and there is the rest coming then. Maria Colagiani, who took the win in this race with 2:03.56, and that is a personal best for her. Another personal best for Emily Simpson, 2:04.06.
And we see the athletes of the third heat getting ready. We have Helena Gutke for Germany, starting in lane 1. Elore Kwaatakker, the Belgian athlete from K-Agent, running in lane 2. 3 is for French athlete pour la France, Chloé Poitevin. The fourth lane is for Switzerland, La Suisse, Fiona von Floe. 5 is for the United Kingdom, Charlotte Buckley. 5 is voor Lieselot Smolders, Belgische atlete van Regio West-Brabant Atletiek. In lane 6 we have for Italy, Elena Irbetti. Couloir 7 pour la France, Emma Charlet. 7 is voor Jacinta Cornelis van Vlierzelen Sportief. En de haas van dienst is Hanna Verreke, een Belgische atlete van K-Agent. Opnieuw veel kwaliteit. Again, a lot of quality here in this heat. The Swiss athlete Fiona von Floe, third of all times at the under 18 in her country. The Italian as well, Elena Irbetti. She's semi-finalist at the European Championships under 18 in 2024. And we also have Charlotte Buckley, 6th on the National Indoor Championships in earlier this year. Of course, it's still the pacer, Hanna Verreke, who is running in the first place here. Von Floe and Emma Charlet are now behind the pacer, Hanna Verreke, who is ending her race here. Her job is done. So we go through Fiona von Floe and Emma Charlet. Everyone's still together, actually, so a lot can happen still. That's the thing in 800 meters. the last 100 meters, and it's still a fight for place 1, 2, and 3. It's not decided yet. Is it difficult to see? Is it Von Fleur who ended up in first place? I don't know. I don't know if they know themselves, actually. We're waiting for their chronos to pop up here on the screen. It's taking a while, so maybe it was very close finish. It's Elena Irbati who's running a personal best, the junior. She ends in the first place in 2:05. 13, running the limit of the European Junior Championships, if I'm not mistaken. And it's Fiona von Flue who's ending up in second place with a season's best, and Charlotte Buckley is becoming the third in a personal best. Again, a lot of personal bests and season bests. We love to see that.
In the last series, we have the Belgian Marine Joblin. We have for Spain, Andrea Moreno Lopez de la Reina. For the United Kingdom, Brown and Reeds. For Germany, Amelie Tortel. For the United Kingdom, Annie Testa. For Ireland, Pia Langton. Another one from the United Kingdom, Rebecca Kerry. One from France, Nina Ferrero. And then the pacemaker is our Belgian Hilary Udechukwu. And we are pacing for 2:07, something like that. It's too bad that we don't see the chrono on the screen. Still Nina Ferrero ahead. In those last final 100 meters. Let's see, we have a different camera angle. We saw the name of Testa there, Annie Testa. 2:07.83, so that is indeed the time that was foreseen by the pace, rather 2:06, I think. Testa 2:07.81, that is not a personal record. She's very close though, but oh, she's actually very close. Only 200ths of a second. Nina Ferrero 2:08.14. That is a personal best. Pia Langton 2:08.19. And then another personal best for Brown and Reed 2:08.29. Andrea Moreno Lopez de la Reina 2:09.19 and Rebecca Keddy 2:10.43. Let me continue because you don't see the times on the screen. We have the Belgian Marine Joblin 2:10.67 and the German Amélie Tortel 2:12.19. Because at this moment we are looking at the presentation of the 800 meters men fastest series. And I'm going to pass you the microphone, Anna. Because I want to see these live.
Yeah, you already saw them running towards their starting blocks. The participants of the first heat here in the 800 meters men. In lane 2, we have Ivan Pelizza, Swiss athlete. In lane 3, Brazilian athlete, Eduardo Ribeiro. In lane 4, a Swiss athlete again, Ramon Wipfli. In lane 5, an athlete from Eritrea, Fithawi Zaid Garza. In lane 5 also we get an Italian athlete, Tommaso Maniscalco. Lane 6 is for the United Kingdom, Tarian Kroken. In lane 7 we get an athlete from the States, Shane Cohen. And in lane 8 we have a Belgian athlete, a Belgian pacer from AV Moleland, Matti Stange. Again, a lot of talent. Shane Cohen, the athlete from the States, 6th on the national indoor championships earlier this year, 6th on the US Olympic trials in 2024 as well. The Brazilian athlete, Eduardo Ribeiro, 8th of all times in Brazil, and 1st on the South American Championships on the 27th of April earlier this year. We see them getting ready, those two, and of course the other athletes. Pelizza, Ribeiro, Wipfli, Zaid Garza, the national record holder of Eritrea, by the way, Tommaso Maniscalco, Kroken, Cohen, and the pacer, Tange, who's starting off very quickly. Looking behind him. Ivan Pelizza, the athlete from Switzerland, by the way, 5th of all times in his country. One lap done, one lap to go, and it's of course still the pacer, Matti Stange, who is in front of the race. The other athletes are still competing for their places. It's not decided yet. Tongue is running a long race. He's doing a great job here. His job is done. So we go through with the other athletes. It's the Eritrean athlete, Fitawi Zaid Garza, who's trying to take the win. But who is gonna end up? It's difficult to see who is going to end up in the first place. Waiting for their chronos to appear. I think he doesn't know. They don't know themselves, and here I see it's Tommaso Maniscalco, the Italian athlete who's running a season's best of 1:47.38. taking the win. I think he didn't know himself that he might be happy with this. It's Wipfli from Switzerland, ending up second here in the season's best as well. And it's the other Swiss who's taking the third place. And with this first heat of the 800-meter man is already done.
In the second heat, we still have 145 runners, basically. In lane 1 for Canada, that is Yassine Aber with a personal best of just under 147. For France, Hugo Houillet. For Canada, Zachary Mamayari. That is a sub 146 runner, the Canadian. In lane 4 for Poland, Mitchell Rozmis. In lane 5 for Brazil, Guilherme Kurz. We have one Belgian in lane 5 as well, Maxime Tillman. Roc Marquet for Slovenia. Rick van Riel for the Netherlands. Amel Tuca for Italy. And Hugo Maguet is going to be the pacemaker today. Hugo Magee, probably a 400-meter runner, if I'm not mistaken. And off they go. The rain has stopped. The time in the previous heat was slightly disappointed. A few seasons best, but these guys can do better than 147. Let's see in the second heat if Hugo Magee can take these athletes to run towards their limits. He's having some problems there to get out of the race. Oh my, that goes very difficult. Probably also because the pace was not sufficient for these guys. It's the Italian Amel Tuca. It takes the win in this second heat. In an official, almost official 148, and then we'll wait for the 100ths of the second 148.20. Kurz, the Brazilian, second in 148.34. And then we have the Dutch Rick van Riel, 148.58. A little bit all together, but you could see that it was a bit messed up after one lap with a pacemaker who was not able to keep the pace, and then suddenly ended up in the middle of the group, and then how to get out of there. Yeah, that was a pity anyway.
moving on to the next heat. Third heat already. With from Canada, Stephen Evans. In lane 3, couloir 4, c'est pour Pierre Le Chat de la France. In lane 5 is for an athlete from the United Kingdom, David Race. Lane 5 as well is for a Slovenian athlete, Anzes Fit Postgai. Couloir 6, c'est pour Edgar Durieux de la France. 7, Yannis van Landet. En in baan 8, de pacer van Olympic Athletic Halle, Sven van den Berg. One group, looking for a fast chrono. Yannis van Landet is a junior here, the only junior in this heat. He's the 7th of all time in his country, under 20 years. So promising athletes. Still Sven van den Berg, of course. Stephen Evans following him closely. Edgar Durieux, also running here, was first one on the national under-23 championships. So also a good athlete. Some things are moving there in front of the race. Difficult to see what's going on exactly. Was a bit difficult to see from this far, but it's Yannis van Landet, the junior, who is running a season's best and taking the win here before Edgar Durieux. Two young, promising athletes. And the third place is for the British athlete David Race, running 1:49.07.
In the fourth heat, we have in lane 2 Clément Ponce for France. Moussa Suleiman for Sudan in lane 3. A Belgian in lane 4, Mathis Espagnet. A Swiss in lane 5, Louis Laubier. Sami Masoud Al-Yami for Saudi Arabia. Theo Devenet Jr. for France. That's under 20. Amedo Parrazzo for Italy. And Jack Hocking is going to make the pace. A pace that is going to lead, hopefully, under 1:47. That would be a personal record for all of these guys. That's what you are always aiming to do at an 800. Try to gain a second. Well, half a second is good enough, but we have Jack Hocking is a pacemaker. Yeah, then 1:47.50 would do as well. 1:47.50 would be great for all athletes. Mathis Espagnet with a best of 1:47.95. We have the Saudi Arabian also of 1:47.95. So yeah, that's what we are heading to. 1:47.50 then. I mean, I'm just talking about a dream scenario because in the previous heats it was already hard to get 148, as we could see. Even the first heat only ran 147, so it would be quite a surprise if here in the fourth heat we'd be going at a pace of 147.50. I think it's very clear that the weather circumstances are not ideal here. The rain has stopped, but it's still very cold. It's a little bit more promising tomorrow, a few degrees warmer. It could make a hell of a difference, actually, because at this moment it's really, really cold, especially for the short distance numbers. We see later this evening, what do we get this evening? 5,000? I think that'll do. We might have some surprises there. It's a Swiss low beer with in 148.22, and that is actually not too far from his personal best, 148.18. Corrected to 148.19. It is a personal best after all. So it is still possible to run personal best here in Brussels this evening. 148.38 also for Thévenet. And then some other season's bests, but we don't know what that means. It might be the first race of these guys, of these athletes here in end of May. It's possible. So yeah, still two personal best again in this heat.
This brings us to the last and fifth and last heat of the 800 meters here in the main program. We see in this last heat, in lane 2, couloir 2 pour la France, Melvin Cavagnou. Couloir 3 aussi pour la France, Sami Achap. Couloir 4 aussi pour la France, Clément Deno. Et couloir 5 aussi pour la France, Eli Nairan. In lane 5, we also get an Austrian athlete, Elias Lakovic. In lane 6, a French athlete again, couloir 6, an athlète de la France, encore Elio Carrier. Lane 7 is for Italy, Jacopo Peron. And the pacemaker is Jonas de Smet. You probably remember him from the 400 meters earlier this evening. The Austrian athlete here, Elias Lachkovic, is the one who was the national champion last year in the outdoor season in Austria. And earlier this year, he was the first on the national indoor championships there. Job is done for Jonas de Smet. So now it's a battle between all the French athletes, Elias Lakovic from Austria and Jacopo Peron for Italy. Last 100 meters of the race. An acceleration for the end of the race. Was difficult to distinguish between all the French athletes, but Melvin Cavagnou, le junior, is taking the win here. Record personnel pour lui. 1:48:34. Samia Shop, deuxième. Season's best, 1:49:05, and the third place is also for France. 1:49:11, and fourth is also for France. And with this, the 800 meters has come to an end. But the evening, not yet. We still have some 5,000 meters for you, with which we will continue.
$5,000 women. That's what we are going to look at now. There's one heat in the main program with the women, and then after that, a few heats men. Julie Voet for Belgium. Fee Betrice for Belgium. Lisa Rooms, another Belgian. Kimberly Schinfa for Luxembourg. Aidik Dormal for Ireland. Emma McEvoy for Ireland. Anaëlle Guillonnet for France. Clarisse Picard for France. Andrea Ronero Escandrel for Spain. Rana Beauvais for Denmark. Giulia Aprile for Italy. Jade Lecor pour la France. Place Camille for France. Magali Jonet for France. Izzy Fry for the United Kingdom. Fiona Everett for Ireland. Laura Ribigini for Italy. Christine Lande Dommernes for Norway. Jennifer Gulikers for Nederland. Ineke van Koldam for Netherlands. Ruisen Flanagan for Ireland. Clara Nahan for Germany, and the pacemaker is coming from Slovenia this time and is called Leah Haller or Leah Haller. Running at least some personal bests and preferably also some qualifications for the international championships. That's the goal this evening. That has always been the goal here. So we have our Belgians, Lisa Rooms, Olympic game participant last year, 10th of all times in Belgium and 5 times national champion. Who else do we have? Well, for Ireland, either Nick Domhill, 2 times national champion as well. Another Belgian is Faber Trist, national champion 5,000 in 2021. It's quite a while ago, but still third in 2024 last year. Emma McVoy, quite some Irish people here in the 5,000s. Quite some Irish generally here tonight, which is also quite classical here at IFAM. Many Irish come to this meet every year. Very often ending with a big celebration in the evening when we are asleep already. They are still out somewhere. Athletes and coaches and big parties. Emma McEvoy, second time, 2 times participation of the championships cross country, under 20 and under 23. Let's look at some other 15-minute runners. Jennifer Gulikers, for example, the Dutch. Who ran the final Gulikers, final 10,000 meters in the European Championship last year. She also participated at the European Championship on the road in Leuven not too long ago. Ineke van Koldam, we see in the third spot, and then her Dutch colleague Jennifer Hulikers first after the pace. And Lisa Rooms at the end of the first group. And then we have 8 athletes who are taking some distance from the rest. Still in the same order, the pacemaker and the 2 Dutch girls behind the pace. And if you look tightly, the pacemaker might be slowing down a bit as they are getting very close to each other now. Very compact group there at the front. It's actually because the pace was out of the race, and it's now on the athletes themselves to make the tempo and to make the race hard if they want to have a good time. It's very often not a good sign if it slows down after the pace goes out. Pace also went out quite early. So let's see. It's not an easy thing to do, of course, pacing of 5,000 meters. And now switching some positions there. The Dutch are letting some other athletes do the work now. It's Izzy Fry now, leading the group. Still the same. 7 athletes. And I think I recognize there still Ineke van Koldam in 3rd position. Let's have a look at the next passage, who is running 2nd there. Ineke van Koldam 4, Lisa Rooms obviously in 3rd position. It's Izzy Fry in 1st. And the Irish Roisin Flanagan 2nd at this moment. And looks like Lisa Rooms is heading towards the top 3, and it's Ineke van Koldam having some difficulties to catch up with those first 3. Obviously, because Fry is accelerating a little, and the 3 of them are going towards the last final laps. Izzy Fry, Roisin Flanagan, and Lisa Rooms. Ineke van Koldam, who is letting another athlete go ahead and do the work for her. Flanagan now taking the lead. 3 laps to go. Two more laps to go. Flanagan, Rooms, and Fry. And the girls are taking turns. Lisa Roms took a lap, and now it's Fry again who's going to towards the lead. There goes the bell for the final lap. And what can Fry do? What can Roms do? Flanagan cannot follow anymore. The pace is going too hard now. Does she go for a faster chrono? Probably. It's still not going too fast enough, but there goes Roms expectedly on the outside. 200 meters to go. And those steps are also getting bigger. Lisa Roms is having 2-3 meters now. And she is having a good competition with this Fry. Look at that. Still making it her difficult. But Lisa Roms wins this 5,000 anyway before Izzy Fry for the United Kingdom. And Roisin Flanagan for Ireland. Personal bests for Lisa Roms, and she had a top 10 time already in Belgium. We're going to have to check if she's actually moving on in those onto the stat table. Maybe she's getting on an 8th or a 9th position of all times Belgian performances, 5,000 meters. And in the end, yeah, she's going to the 7th place all times. Lisa Roms skipping 3 athletes from 10 to 7. And in the end, it was the master Magali Jaunet. It was out of the camera. We couldn't follow her, but Magali Jaunet from France in a personal best of 15:25:51. Looks like she's being corrected anyway at times. Maybe I should shut up before the whole until the whole chronos and all the names are on the screen, because it was not Magali Jaunet. It's Flanagan, as we expected that, 15:25. She was running 3rd for a very long time. So yeah, personal bests for Roisin Flanagan. And Plas Camille took the 4th spot in a 15:33. And in the end, still a personal best for Van Koldam. 15:34:60. She was in the lead for a very long time. Ran even on top of the race in the beginning. Personal best also for Giulia Aprile. 15:36:67.
You saw them entering the track already, but here you see an overview. We're starting the 5,000 meters main program, men. Here we go with Callum Morgan from Ireland, Paul Labasquette de la France, Baptiste Gère pour la France, Sean Tobin for Ireland, Marcel Tobler for Austria, Dara McAleny for Ireland, Alice Cross and Zach Mahamat, both for United Kingdom, Austrian athlete again, Sebastian Frey, Charles Wheeler for the United Kingdom, Bastien Augusto pour la France, Matthew Kipchumba Kipsang for Kenya, Emmanuel Kibet for Uganda, Cormac Dalton for Ireland, Martin de Smit pour la France, Jesse Fokkerhout, de Nederlander, Ben Potritkus for the United Kingdom, Noah Schutte for the Netherlands, Sigurd Ruud Skiachet for Norway, Lunes Benamara pour l'Algérie, Martin Penin pour la France, Ismail Debjani pour la Belgique, Kane Elliott for Scotland, Jonathan Hoffer for Switzerland, and Julien Rebec pour la France. And we also have the pacemaker, Michael Rozmis, a Polish athlete. And with that, you have the 26 athletes who are participating in the first heat. First of three. And there they go. They're on the way for a good 13 minutes, a bit more. While in the background, we heard a victor ceremony of the 5,000 meters women. As you probably remember, the top three there was Royzen Flanagan, Izzy Fry, and the Belgian Lisa Rooms taking the win. You probably hear it a bit on the background because it's happening here in the Koning Boudewijn Stadium here in Brussels. While, as I said, the first heat is running their 5,000 meter. A lot of athletes to look forward to. We have, for Belgium, Ismail Debjani. He's a 3 times national champion on the 800 meters, the 1500 meters, and the 5,000 meters. So he has a lot of specialties. He also participated in the Olympic Games in 2001 for the 1500 meters. A lot of other athletes as well. For the United Kingdom, a very promising athlete, Zach Mohammed. Participated 5 times at the European Cross Country Championships, both in the U20, U23, and as a senior. He also participated in the World Championships Cross Country under 20. Also in this heat, Sebastian Frey, Austrian athlete, 3rd all times in Austria, twice national indoor champion on the 3,000 meter. He's focusing on the outdoors this season. Also in this heat for France, Bastien Augusto, 24th of all time, twice national indoor champion 3,000 meter. In front of the race, we have, among others, Emmanuel Kibet. He's the 23rd of all times of Uganda. He's in front of the race now. The pacer has left the track now. So Kibet leading now. Also, Bastien Augusto and Kipchumba Kipsang. We're over halfway, of course, and still 16 athletes are actually still together. In the front, it's moving a bit, but they're still fighting for their place. 5 laps to go, as we can see. Three more laps to go now. Still a big group together in the front. Nothing is decided yet. We see an acceleration there, but there are many more athletes who can follow this acceleration, so not one athlete who is going alone so far. 5 athletes now who are forming a separate group. Kilometer to go. Three athletes now who are in front of the race, running their final 2 laps together. Can the other 2 athletes who are a bit behind them still chase them and manage to run their pace, or are they going to continue the race with the 3 of them? We'll see. 600 meters to go now. Matthew Kipchumba Kipsang, who's entering the last 100 meters of his 5,000 meter race, finishing very strongly, finishing in 13:20, sub 13:20 even, 13:19. There we see the official chrono for Matthew Kipchumba Kipsang, athlete from Kenya, who ran a personal best. Didn't notice it in the first place. 13:19:61 for him. Bastien Augusto, second one here, running a season's best of 13:23. And it's Dara McElhenney, who's finishing in third place. Personal best as well, 13:26. And it's Emmanuel Kibet, who's going to take the fourth place here. He also played an important role in the race, ran in front of the race, but unfortunately for him, ending up in the fourth place, but still a very good chrono. And we will now one by one see the other athletes' chrono pop up on the screen, while in a few moments the second heat will probably enter the track here, because we still have two more heats in the main program to go. And then we still have some extra 5,000 meters in the after program as well. So looking forward to what's to come. Getting ready for the second heat with Norwegian athlete Trygve Feide Mjelde. My Norwegian is not as good as I wish, so hope I pronounce it right. In this heat also for Ireland, Noah Harris. Also two Belgians, Simon Jeuken and Grégoire Doison. For Nederland, Remyo Dilsema, excuse me. In this heat also Kobe Hermans, Belgian athlete for Daring Club Leuven. James Kingston for the United Kingdom. Pierre-Louis de Tourbe pour la France. Antonin Marquand pour la France aussi. Benjamin Derm for Germany. Auréline Raja pour la France. Jan Lucas Becker, German athlete. Morin Edouard, French athlete. Robbe Kampfens for Racing Gent, Belgium. Duarte Santos for Portugal. Maxence Verpraat for la France. An athlete from Czechia as well. Martin Zaik. Adrian de la Orden for Spain, España. Portuguese athlete Pedro Amaro, Levi van Mulken voor Nederland, Marco van der Poorten for Belgium, Unai Naranjo Matteo for Spain, Regis Sibert, Belgian athlete, a German athlete as well, Leon Rofaga, Mathis Livens for Belgium, Jack O'Leary for Ireland, and from Djibouti, Abdo Razak Gira Hassan, and a French athlete to end with Michael Simon. A lot of names, a lot of athletes participating here. Maybe we can tell you a bit more about them later during this heat.
two Belgians leading this race, which is Marco van der Poorten and Robbe Kampens. Those are the first two. Still Robbe Kampens in second. I think I recognized Jack O'Leary in third. Ahead now is Aurélien Raja. Aurélien should be, because it's a Frenchman, Aurélien Raja. With a serious acceleration, because he's responsible for the gap, the 20-25 meters between the first five and the rest of the group. Aurélien Raja. We still recognize there the Irish Jack O'Leary. And now we're finally going to know who runs second there all the time between Raja and O'Leary, because I think he even won the race. Morin-Edouard, 13:37.50. Mathis Lievers got second in 14:25.41, the season's best. And then we are waiting for the rest of the field. And there we have O'Leary after all, second. Indeed. 13:37.87. That's a personal best for the Irishman. Matthias Lievers was third then in the end, with I think it's better if we wait a while. As you can see that the times are not really logically following each other. It goes from 13:37 to 14:25. We didn't see that, the big gap. Let's already focus on the last series in the main program, where we have Wart Leunkens from Belgium, Patrick Verp representing Czech Republic, João Amaro representing Portugal. For France, there is Pierre-Emile. Another Belgian is Jonathan Hoedeseune. Rice Marshall for Scotland. Trentre de Criquillon for Belgium, Jack Patton for United Kingdom, Alejandro Perez Castellote for Spain, Conal McLean for Ireland, Tobbe Teeuwis for Belgium, René Sassin for Czech Republic, Jot Martino for France, Saïd Kadour for France, Manuel Jiménez Lopez for Spain, Fidelio Klein for France, Anthony McCambridge for Ireland, Harry Colbert for Ireland, Jacob Dietrich for Germany, Jan Massa for Czech Republic, Mick Wolverkamp for the Netherlands, and then we have the pacemaker from Ireland, Kevin McGrath. We see Fidelio Klein there in third position. And Saïd Kadour in second after the pace. So we have the pacemaker, then Kadour and Klein. Now it's the Portuguese Chao Amaro behind the pace. And Kadour and Klein, who were leading behind the pace, have some difficulties now to follow the pace. And we have two new leaders behind the pace then, which is Ciao Amaro. And let's have a look who is that second guy. And the man in blue is Manuel Jiménez Lopez for Spain. Portugal and Spain leading here. And all alone, we have the German Jakob Dietrich in third at this moment. Race against the clock for him, or maybe he could still attach to the first two, although it's going to be hard because there is still the Portuguese who is not letting the pace go down. And then coming to the outside of lane one, maybe asking for some help, for some assistance for the Spanish to come over, but that's not happening. He's going to have to do it by himself. And that's very clear because Manuel Jiménez Lopez is not able to follow in his pace. And so the Portuguese all by himself there. Five more laps for the Portuguese. And then it looks like we're still going to have a battle for the second, third, and who knows? Maybe the big group is still coming back. The Portuguese is probably not going to be able to catch them. Race against the clock, and if we want to know who is in fourth position and who is running in that other group, I'm going to have to get my ass from the chair and go ahead and have a look myself at on the track instead of watching the screen. But they are coming back though. It is going to be a battle for the second place, probably. Nog minder dan 800 meter voor João Amaro. Less than 800 meters for João Amaro and the rest of the peloton. And then it looks like anything can happen for that second place. The whole group is together again. (12:47) if on the final lap, if we add a bit more than 60 seconds, even 70, it looks like he was in a slower heat than he should be. This Portuguese João Amaro deserved some better competitors. However, if we look at his personal best, 14:04, he is running with his own competitors. He's even one of the weakest in this series. Many competitors, many athletes here have a personal best of faster than 14. And here he comes in the final straight line. He can push out a sprint there. And it's going to be a personal best for the Portuguese, 13:51. We're just waiting for the results now of this third series in the main program, and then we are closing this first day het main program of the International Flanders Athletics meeting here in Brussels. You can see that Said Kadour, a man who has been running in front for the first few laps, did not finish. Okay, so there are the results. For 13:51.24 for João Amaro. Second in the end, with a personal best, was Jack Patton. Jack Patton from the United Kingdom in 13:56. In third, Conall McLean, 13:57. And also Anthony McCambridge in sprint with his fellow Irishman, 13:57. Another Irishman on the sixth place, Harry Colbert, 14:00.82. And then we have the first Belgian in 14:01. So we had Harry Colbert, 14:00. The first Belgian, Tancred Criquillon, 14:01. Jacob Dietrich aus Deutschland. And then my screen just disappeared again. 14:05. Bart Leunkens, 14:06. Jonathan Goedeseunen, 14:06 as well. Robert Tewens, 14:08. Rice Marshall, 14:09. Jan Massa, 14:09. Manuel Jimenez Lopez, the one who was leading for quite a while in the first few laps, 14:10. Mick Wolverkamp, 14:11. Patrick Verp, 14:12. Alejandro Perez, 14:15. Fidelio Klein, 14:17. Pierre-Emile, 14:28. George Martinho, 14:39. Reze Sassen, René Sassen, 14:55, and that's it. And that's how we finish the main program of the International Flanders Athletics meeting. We thank you all for watching. Do keep watching at the after program. It still continues. The images will continue going on. We keep filming. The live comment will be back tomorrow morning or tomorrow at midday around 12, where we start with the pre-program.
En de hoeveel?
Tomorrow pre-program starts with the 100-meter hurdles heats. The final will be later that evening. And that's at midday, 12 o'clock. Have a great evening. Thanks for watching, and see you tomorrow.